The top 3 to 5% of VCE students may have the opportunity to be awarded with a prestigious new qualification known as the Victorian Baccalaureate as early as next year. The state government is due to release a discussion paper today to reveal their plans to reward students that excel in their final year of VCE. The Victorian Baccalaureate stipulates that students will need to do at least one foreign language as well as English, a math, science or technology subject, an arts or business subject, and an extended investigation into an issue of their choice. The paper discussed the idea that the Victorian Baccalaureate may place unhealthy pressures on students in their final years, choosing to study subjects that will enhance their VCE score rather than those in line with their area of interest. The paper said that in some instances, decisions about a program of study at the senior secondary level are being compromised by an unhealthy and increasingly unnecessary focus on maximising the ATAR. Vanessa Diagrazia, a Year 10 student from Mercy College, agrees. She said that it would make Year 12 even harder for students.
Well, I think that maybe students would pick subjects they don't necessarily like just to get this baccalaureate because there's the particular subjects, and it wouldn't apply pressure to everyone, but the people that are into it, it would make Year 12 harder than it already is.
Claudia White, also in Year 12 at Mercy College, said that students shouldn't feel pressured because they're not obliged to participate.
In my opinion, it's something that you choose to do, so then you're putting pressure on yourself. It's not so much putting the idea of it isn't putting pressure on students.
Dr. Monica Thielking from Swinburne University specialises in school welfare issues. She said that the baccalaureate will provide Victoria with a wider range of educational opportunities, particularly in the wake of our increasingly globalised community.
I think that it's actually, in my opinion, a very positive move for Victorian secondary schools in that it actually offers more choice and it takes away, I suppose, that barrier for those families that maybe have, a disadvantage, don't have enough money to send their kids to an expensive private school, but who have, a son or daughter that is a high achiever and that could actually participate in such a internationally recognised program.
A lot of reports have said, though, that it might cause a lot of competition that is, bad for people in their final year. Do you think that it might mentally affect students in their final year with this increased level of competition?
Oh, look, it's something that I suppose the VCE is stressful to begin with anyway. So if you're that way, I suppose if you're a high achiever and you're wanting to, get a good mark and go to university, then it just gives you a little bit more choice and it offers, I suppose, a broader range of subjects other than, I suppose, the traditional VCE, which really is about getting the highest score, the ATAR score. So what this Victorian Baccalaureate, the aim of it is actually to broaden the range of skills that students come out with after Year 12 to be more work ready as well. So it actually involves studying a second language and participating in group work, writing a thesis, and having in-depth research and deeper thinking type knowledge. That's the aim of it anyway. So if students would like to participate in something like that, then they can. Whereas at the moment, there is no opportunity within the public system, really, to do that kind of training.
I've just spoken to a couple of school kids, and they've said that they'd feel like they needed to study things like an extra language when they weren't necessarily that good at it. Do you think that this would be a real pressure faced by children?
I suppose if you did want to do it, you don't have to do it. So it's one of those things where it's just broadening choice. So at the moment, only 20% of students are actually studying a second language at Year 12 level. So and that's actually not a good thing because as we become a more globalised society, in order to create, I suppose, an Australian workforce that's able to communicate and work with people in other countries in an international kind of focus, we really do need to, increase the number of students that are studying a second language. So it's to try and create a more, I suppose, employable workforce.
The latest review of higher education by the Australian Government, conducted in 2008, revealed that Australia is at a great competitive disadvantage compared to other countries. Australia is falling behind other countries in performance and investment in their higher education. 29% of Australians aged 25 to 34 have degree-level qualifications, but in other countries member to the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, their average stands at 50%, the review told. Ben Jensen, the School Education Program Director for the Grattan Institute, told The Australian that the best way to enhance Australia's education is to raise expectations for student performance and develop a plan for students to achieve those expectations. The Victorian Baccalaureate is not the only scheme to boost Victoria's level of academic excellence. The plan also includes two more components. This includes a VCE Specialist Program degree for high-achieving students specialising in foreign languages or math and science, and another, an industry pathway that will allow students to specialise in particular industries while still at schools such as building, sport or recreation.
And I really welcome that as well for young people to be able to not just those that aren't academic as well, to have another option where they get specific training in a vocational area such as hospitality or something like that.